Hello there, Tinderboy here, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, it's you that was walking in behind me there, trying to push me forward, but I should be going forward all on my own because the tips in the loading screen just mentioned speaking to... Wait, overloaded. Oh, I'm overloaded. I probably don't actually have to do much sprinting in a minute, but... yes, I need to go and visit... Okay, we've got Marigold on here, but I'm not going to go full Skyrim mode just yet, but... the loading screen tips mentioned a Captain Bernard who can teach us the basics of swordsmanship, which I assume we don't already know because we've been absolutely fucking annihilated several ways. But, whoa. Okay, right, so can I speak to Ms. Theresa about anything?
You look like something the cat dragged in.
That's rude, but thank you very much. We don't need to do anything here. Right, so I think, first of all, if I go over here... Wait a minute, that's not... Oh. I was gonna say, that's SKALITZ. Where are we right now? No. Oh, yeah, this map big. We're all the way over here in Rattay? No. Go to Perkenstein to see Sir Radzig. Where is this? Peshek has a... Oh, right, that's where I am. Oh, so yes. It's gonna be tricky. What was this? New DLC quest. Oh. Cheers. Yeah, so we're not within the castle walls just yet. Activity giver. Why do I know that just now? Quest giver. That's lovely. Right, again, so it's gonna be tricky trying to navigate our way and finding everything. We're probably gonna be missing a whole bunch of stuff. Why do I have this stuff yet? Surely I need to be there to... Anyway, yes, it's gonna be, we're likely to miss a lot of stuff, given the fact that we're having to read the map the way it is, but that's the path we've chosen, and... well, you know what? I shall certainly do my best. Where exactly am I going now? First of all, let's take a bit of a wander into here. The quest log, we've got vengeance. My home was destroyed. My parents and my sweetheart murdered. I think I've actually already got this. Get father's sword back. Find Markvard von Arlitz and avenge your parents. Okay, so that's the guy where... That's like the main quest. And you got this. I woke up from bad dreams. Theresa, the SKALITZ miller's daughter, was sitting, leaning over me. It turns out it was she, together with Sir Robard and his men, who saved my life. Then she took me to Rattay to Uncle Peshek's mill. They looked after me the whole time I was delirious and feverish. Theresa also lost everything and is now living at her uncle's mill. I may stay there if I wish, but I have a debt to settle. My treatment was not without cost. Absolutely. So, I have to do that. Yeah, right, so I need to go and sell a whole bunch of stuff, because I'm not doing that. I guess I'll just look around for a minute and see what's going on. But, where is Mutt? Mr. Mutt, I request your presence. How are you, Mutt? How are you doing?
Hey, Mutt.
How are you doing? Walk to you two.
Remember me?
Apparently he does. He hasn't left us alone. I don't have...
Alex, remember?
Yes, I don't have food for you at the moment. Actually, I might.
Want to go with me? Come on, then. We'll get on like a house on fire.
Absolutely.
Follow me.
We have a pupper. Whoa, dog. From this moment on, you have a canine companion. He's your best friend, who will protect and help you, but you must take good care of him. Why on earth I'd like to see you stop me? You can talk to him and feed him, ideally with meat, give him commands, and reward him with praise. With the cursor, you can give him all sorts of commands. For example, heal. You also have the new skill of Houndmaster. It determines how well your dog is trained and what commands you've taught him. You gain experience by using the commands and other interactions with your four-legged friend. Makes sense. In the Sidekicks tab, you can see the stats, the most important of which is obedience. It tells you whether your dog obeys you or not. Its level will keep falling with every injury, and also if you neglect your dog for a long time. Makes sense. If obedience falls too low, your dog will stop heeding some of your commands. If it falls to 0, your dog will run off, and it will take some time before he comes back to you. During that time, you won't be able to give him commands. The higher his obedience, the better stats the dog has. He will defend himself and you better, causing greater damage to foes, and it will take longer before he decides to run off again. You can improve your dog's obedience mainly by feeding and praising him, but doing it several times in succession over a short period is less effective than feeding and praising him regularly. Makes sense. I like details. Right, so Mutt's just going to follow along with us for the minute. Again, can I guess it's not going to let me do anything with him right this second. I guess we've got to do a few things before it lets me interact with him. Now I need to go and progress along. I'm just going to go walk down the path for a little bit, see what we've got going on for ourselves, and see if anybody would like to buy some things off me, because I've got some useless stuff that I could do with getting rid of. And also, I have a debt of 50 groschen to pay. Ma'am, how goes you? Who are you? My name is Henry Hal, because, I don't know, you discovered the Tanner. Hello there, Ms. Trader. How goes you? Nope. There we go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How goes you? Okay. About Rattay. Sure. What sort of a lord is Hanush?
What kind of governor is Sir Hanush?
Sir Hanush is a good lord.
Lovely.
Things won't be the same when that wastrel Sir Hans takes over.
Sir Hans.
That will be a sorry day.
Who is Sir Hans? How is life in Rattay?
What's life like in Rattay?
We got sturdy walls and 2 castles to protect us.
2? Wow.
Because not many towns have that.
Uh-huh.
And we got everything we need here. We got an apothecary, a swordsmith.
I've never heard
an
pronounced like
armor.
that.
We got a beautiful church and fine alehouses.
Tell me more. How do the Rattay folk get on with the refugees?
How do the Rattay folk get on with the refugees?
Well, they have it tough, no doubt. But there's not enough room for them here.
Understandable.
How much longer will they be living on our streets?
Well, that's for the war to decide.
Nothing good will come of this. What if one of them's brought the plague with him?
Well, then we will have to deal with it. Have you heard anything about those humans?
Have you heard anything about the Cumans in Sigismund's army?
I don't know if it's just old wild tales, but I heard truly terrible things.
I see. What have you heard? Okay, right. Well, whenever there's a problem, there exists a solution. So,
The Lord watch over you.
indeed, let's start talking about some of these problems, shall we? Are you doing anything in particular there? So, I think it's about time we head up to that castle over there and see if there's anyone who wants to trade up there. Considering the fact that I don't think any of these random fishers are going to want to trade. Yep, looks like we're following this path all the way down there and then leading us off to the left. I wonder, however, are any of these weird tent-like areas doing anything for us? Oh, we're hungry apparently. Oh, that's not good. Let me see what I've got. We've got apples. Right, let me get rid of that. Hold on. I don't think that's done anything bad for us. There you go. I probably just want to get rid of half of that, to be honest. Yeah. What's our nourishment at now? There you go. Whoa. You're stuffed. Wait until you digest your food. Yeah, makes sense. Right, yeah, I should probably just get rid of half that stuff. I very much doubt it's not going to be the Skyrim thing, is it, where you can be able to like just sell every little bits and pieces. Probably it's not going to be like that. Is this private area? No. Oh, okay. I've discovered the baths. Come on, Mutt, how you doing? I've discovered the baths. I could take a bath. That might even actually be useful. What's going on out here? Hello there, bathhouse proprietor. How goes you?
Jesus Christ. Your clothes. Were you assaulted?
Yes, actually.
Damn bandits. May they burn in hell.
Do you know what? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. It's no concern to me quite at the moment. Use the bathhouse services. I don't actually... Wait, let's not trade.
Bye.
By the way, yeah, let me see. Wait, hang on. Did the... Before, did the fisher people have... Were they offering to trade and I just ignored that option? Oh my goodness me. I could get that. Right, I'll add it to the basket now because, you know, there's no harm in that. I'll add it to the basket now because it's not like I've just sold it immediately, right? Yeah, see, all the stuff, see, save your schnapps. You see what I mean? I could just get rid of that. I could just sell all of that and it wouldn't even matter because I could just save and quit if I wanted to. Like, you know, how much would this still actually need? So, trader's wealth, 100, your reputation, 50, trading items for 0 out of 10, you get 10. Wait, well, okay. Wait, why do I get 10? Your wealth 4. What if I sell like 3 of these? Like, that'll be enough, actually. Yeah, that'll be enough. Jet basket. Close the deal. Yeah, why not? Oh, hell yeah, look at that. Oh, prick. How you doing? I should no. I've got enough coin to pay you back.
I've got the money to pay that debt.
And I was afraid you had a chamber pot for a head. Hand it over.
There you go, good
job's
sir.
Still going, if you're interested.
No, no.
I'm not interested.
Absolutely. There you go. Look at that. First objective. Oh my goodness. What? Why? What? I don't. The thing you wanted, I don't want to do it. Which is a pickpocket. Now this is interesting stuff, but I don't want to do it.
That job you wanted me to do, I won't do it.
Yeah,
I paid both you and the apothecary, so we're even.
of course.
You're an ungrateful pup, aren't you?
No, I just paid my
Well,
debt to
suit
you.
yourself. If you ever need anything, you know where not to go.
Lovely.
Farewell.
of course. The thief, before you go,
God be with you.
I don't think they thought that through when they did that. Do you have any work for me? No. Can you tell me something about yourself? Training, but lockpicking.
I hear you're able to open locks without a key. Will you teach me how?
Certainly.
Beginner, slightly advanced. Oh, okay, sure. Requires level 5. Am I not level 5?
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
Sure, I guess. Why not? Beginner,
I'd
do
like
it.
to practice the basics.
Of course.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Oh, lovely. I don't mind. Haggle. But why am I paying 60 groschen for practice? No. Wait.
Isn't that quite a lot?
Uh-huh. Wait. But hang on, how does this happen again? No. Wait, but where's the... Oh, that's it. You don't have enough money. Yeah. So make off... Wait.
Sorry, but I'm not going to teach you for that price.
Damn it. Oh, well. Right, so... If I try this in a second, first of all, Q, carrying dead or unconscious one body, yeah, brilliant. Stronghold, shield. I don't have a shield. Is there anything else I can test this on real quick? No. Yeah, fine, I'll do this. Why not? Of course. Wait, so then I don't need a perk point for this level then? Or do I not get perk points for this? Do you have any work for me, good
Do you
sir?
happen to have any work for me?
Of course I would. And, surprise, surprise, it's another ring.
Another ring?
Last time.
What?
Properly done this time. Proper hard work.
No.
And who else to set the task to than you? The ring leader, so to speak.
Is this
The
illegal?
thing is,
No.
One of the rich townsmen left his ring behind the last time he went to the baths for some wenching.
I see.
Too drunk to see it, no doubt. And now he wants it back, and the baths deny all knowledge.
Why not turn to the bailiff?
Of course.
Why not? Because he doesn't want anyone to know about his bathhouse visits.
Hmm.
And the girls in the baths are wary of selling the ring in case the bailiff does start looking for it after all. So
Oh,
we'll
very
make
well.
life easier for them. What do you say?
I don't trust you.
It's not that long ago I swore to go straight, which means no thieving of any kind.
No, not necessarily
And when
that,
are you
but...
entering the convent?
What?
Well, if you change your mind, the ring is in the madam's treasure chest. And when you change your mind, bring it here.
Of
They'll be
course.
with you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother speaking to him about a bunch of other stuff. It's just got, you know, it's just there on my compass, being like quest giver, and I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. Right, is that the tournament? Is that where I'm doing that? Right, so then I suppose I shall continue with where I was going and go all the way up here. All right, this is what we've got on us for the time being. It's the only thing that isn't. It's within our like skill stat range. It says a bludgeon. So what on earth? That's usually not a good thing, but oh well. Maybe I should get up there. I'm assuming that time passes now like a normal person, right? Like you know, we're not doing anything like that now. By the way, if I look at here, oops. I don't know if we're like particularly dirty at all, or it would appear that it would appear that everything is dirty. What can we do here with the bathhouses? You know, like what's going on there? Okay, that didn't work. What's going on? Oh my goodness me! Excuse me, excuse me. How much is it going to cost us to get a thing? Bathhouse proprietor.
Good God. What happened to your clothes? If you were robbed, you should report it.
I was not, thank you. Use bathhouse.
Take care.
No, that was no. I pressed W and E at the same time.
I'd like to order something here.
Yeah.
So what are you interested in?
The bathhouse services. Launder my garments. Launder. To heal my wounds. Oh, okay. Bath and laundry. Get a haircut. Get a shave. I don't think. Do we really need to bother with that? Not just yet. Launder my garments. A bath.
Proper bath. And my clothes need washing.
Brilliant.
But of course. Money first, though.
Oh, lovely. How much does that cost? 10. To be honest, I could sell you something. I could always sell you something. Haggle.
I'm not giving you that much.
Hang on.
And how much are you willing to pay?
First of all, I can pay 6.9, or you don't have enough money. Yeah. First of all, we'll do that.
What about this?
More.
Okay. All right. Wait. But I mean, how about I give you the? Okay. Cancel. Yeah. Tell you what. How about I just give you
Bye.
something normal? How about I just give you another one of these? How about I just do that? There you go. Yeah, again, I'm not using I don't need them. You know what I mean? Close the deal. Boom. There you go. Right, now we've got that. Now I'll do everything here. Alright, pay. Do it.
Here it is.
There we go.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Lovely.
Good luck then.
I assume everything's fine. Look at that. Lovely. So if I go here now, look at that. Everything's just fully clean, and so are we, apparently. Brilliant. Yeah, makes sense. All right. So I've parted with 10 gold. Again, I just don't need to save your schnapps stuff. Like, again, it's convenient. It's convenient that I don't have to restart the game, but like, I can just restart the game, so there's no hassle, really. I mean, it's a slight hassle, but not enough to really worry about. This doesn't remind me of Solitude in the slightest. Oh my goodness me. What have we got going on for ourselves? Are the guards going to stop me and then I have to tell them about the dragon that I saw destroy a village? I don't know. Oh, wait.
Who are you and where are you going?
I can't see your
I'm
face.
Henry, son of the SKALITZ blacksmith. I'm going to see my liege, Sir Radzig of Dvoyets.
Of course you are, lad.
Of course.
And I'm the Pope. What do you want from his lordship and what makes you think he'll see you?
My name is Henry. I can tell Sir Radzig what happened to his sword. There's that as well. I'm Sir Radzig's blacksmith, pretty much. Apparently we've got decent speech.
I may not look the part, but I know about honor and duty. And mine is to tell Sir Radzig what happened to the sword he commissioned.
All right then, go ahead. It'll be your skin if Sir Radzig isn't pleased.
Absolutely. Better than yours, I'm sure. Lovely. I think is that the first time? Wait, Codex entry. Let's have a look. Camping in the Middle Ages, countries were constantly being crossed by marauding groups of soldiers, brigands, and guardsmen in groups of various sizes, all lone combatants who often changed their place of abode. They lived in makeshift huts, shelters, or tents around a central fire. Some stayed at one camp for several days, others set up camp only for one night and moved on again the next day. One important factor in their choice of campsite was the ready availability of water, food, animal fodder, and firewood. Very rarely they camped in villages or by a castle or in its vicinity. This was reserved for overnighting by the nobility and their entourage. During wartime or while on the run, they would sleep in the open, since there was no time to raise or break down tents. The noblemen's armies also camped at sites where provincial militias were gradually gathering, or while awaiting the arrival of reinforcements or allies. The longest lasting, sometimes up to several months, were encampments for laying siege to strongholds or those on riverbanks, waiting to engage with enemy forces on the other side. Tents were intentionally erected close together for security, mimicking battlements. The largest tent in the center of the camp belonged to the commander. Nearby tents housed nobles and high-ranking officers, surrounded by simple shelters and huts for the ordinary soldiers and their horses. There was no need to camp together in one place, and an army could make camp across several locations. In the larger camps, there would be a field chapel, an infirmary to care for the wounded, and sometimes even a makeshift brothel. Simple tents in the early Middle Ages took the shape of a capital A, with a square base and a distinctive central pole mounted on two upright stands. The tent canvas was most often made from flax or hemp, undyed for ordinary soldiers, but variously coloured and decorated for the commanders. The men slept on the ground on mats, skins, pelts, but the nobility and churchmen would have travel beds. Long-term camping was challenging logistically, supplies always being the responsibility of the administrator of the nearest affiliated township. If the army was on hostile territory, it would send out provisioning detachments to procure food and fuel. When supplies ran short, it was time to move on to another location or give up the campaign. The worst occurrence was an outbreak of any epidemic in the camp, since hygiene was difficult to maintain. While waiting for developments, there would also be quarrels, duels, and fights, which could escalate into a bigger conflict and significantly compromise the army. Disputes, therefore, had to be judged and, if necessary, severe punishments meted out. Of course. Now, I wonder if Sir Radzig's army has to worry about any of that, or if the morale is going strong. I don't exactly know which way the center of the castle is. I'm going to go this way for the moment, see what's going on where. This looks like the kind of place that Sir Divish was in, so I don't know, maybe? Are you guys going to stop me?
Could that be the smith's son, Hal?
Apparently, maybe. Don't know.
It is him. What are you doing here, lad? We thought you were done for.
You guys aren't from SKALITZ, are you? I'm going to see Sir Radzig.
I must speak with Sir Radzig. Is he here?
We don't need to sound so out of breath.
Hanush of Rattay. They're feasting in the Knight's Hall. What do you want with him?
Well, he'll be
Father
wanting to
made
see
him
me.
a sword. He asked me to deliver it to Sir Radzig.
Of
I
course.
don't see any sword.
Well, that's because I don't have it.
Bandits attacked me and stole it. I need to tell his lordship what happened. And then I'm going to find the sword.
Of course you are, Hal. Good luck.
Well, thank you, good sirs. It is time we proceeded. Oh, hang on. You're on your way down, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, there you go. How you doing, Mutt? Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Mutt, I hope nobody minds you drinking that water. I assume there's a hall down this way. No, don't need to be lockpicking anything. Hello there, ma'am. Off you go. Don't mind me. Good day to you. Nope, wait. Is this the... Wait, is this the hall? No, it's the kitchen. What about... Is this the hall? Maybe. Oh, no, this is... Nope, Oh, Tobias Fayfar. Hello there, Tobias Fayfar. I was wondering if you'd be showing up. Apologies, you carry on. Okay, clearly I'm in the wrong place. Which means we're going upstairs, I think. I don't think it's going to be that place. Is it? This kind of looks like more like a barracks area.
Your Graces, I have to tell you in all seriousness that this land of ours is in the shit. Deep fucking shit. Don't you agree?
I might not have put it as eloquently as you, Hanush, but I've been driven out of my own castle, so I'm hardly going to disagree.
Indeed. But Pirkstein is yours for as long as you need it. There's room enough for your men and you here at Rattay, and I'm sure my ward won't have any objection to me lending you his castle.
I'd be honored. Pirkstein is at your disposal as long as you wish, Your Grace.
Just as well you have another castle at the other end of town, eh? At any rate, I'm beholden to you, Sir Hans, and to you, Sir Hanush.
I don't like to speak ill of your people, Sir Radzig, but, well, there's no love lost between the townsfolk and the refugees. There's been talk of criminality.
No, they'll have to get used to it until the situation's resolved.
But when will it be resolved? And what on God's earth is this war even about? I won't lie, sir. I don't understand it.
You aren't alone, Father. I believe Sigismund's original intention was to persuade Wenceslas to accept the imperial crown and to leave the rule of Bohemia to him.
Who could blame him? I know Wenceslas is a friend of yours, Radzig, but even you have to admit he brought it upon himself.
I can't deny the king neglected affairs of state for other pursuits. There is a need for order in the land, but I don't think the lords who sided with Sigismund realized just what Hungarian order looks like.
Hungarian order.
What concerns me, sir, is how a good Christian could resort to such brutality.
To give him his due, I don't think he expected the lords of this country to stand behind the king. But thanks to him, we're tearing ourselves apart, and now he has to get things under control.
But why in God's name does he have to use those barbarians?
Money is the root of all evil, young sir. Wars are costly, and this one has dragged on for a year. Sigismund ran out of coin for knights, so he recruited those whore sons that settled in Hungary. The less he pays, the more they make up for it with plunder.
That's why he attacked us. He was after our silver.
Hello there.
What are you doing? You've no business here. Clear off.
Actually, I do,
Wait,
sir,
it's
if you
Henry.
pardon me.
Henry, who disappeared after I clearly ordered him to remain at Townburg.
And yet here you are, and here I am.
I had to bury my parents.
Had to? Do you think you were the only man who lost someone there? But the others listened to their lord.
So they did,
It wasn't
and
just your own
respectful of them.
life you nearly threw away. So Robard and his men risked theirs to save you.
I'm sorry, but I had to.
And thankfully none of them lost it.
When you have to, Radzig.
Unfortunately, I bring more
Your
bad
father
news.
was a remarkable man, and your mother, she was remarkable too. They deserved a Christian burial. Did you manage that at least?
Thankfully, Sir Robert did.
I was attacked by thieves. I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for that girl.
Miss Theresa. Perhaps you remember her.
The miller's daughter, Theresa.
The miller's daughter saved you from the footpads? Well, there's a tale to tell your children.
I owed
Indeed.
my life.
And
She distracted them and then brought me to Rattay.
I wouldn't be telling them her
Without Sir
version.
Robard, we'd both be dead.
Of course.
That's what I call a good woman. Hang on to that one, lad.
Don't mind if I do.
Still, it's a great shame your parents are buried in unconsecrated ground. That means purgatory for them.
Well, at least it's
Be
not hell.
quiet, Friar. I didn't invite you here to eat me out of house and home and deliver a sermon while you were doing it.
Why, thank you,
You're
good
so
sir.
concerned, Father. Maybe you should save the innocent souls of these fine Christians yourself. Go to SKALITZ and consecrate their graves.
Please do.
I assure you, if you're killed by bandits, your soul will soar straight to heaven, as long as someone buries you in consecrated ground first.
I'm not quite
If there's
sure about that
anything
rule.
left to bury, that plump carcass of yours would be quite a feast for the wolves and the crows. And one skeleton looks much like another, so how would we know which were your ordained bones or those of Sigismund's Tartars?
Be that as it may.
Well, speaking
Why
of
have you
those
come here?
skeletons, how about we
I
make
must
some?
get your sword back.
Sword? My sword hangs here at my side.
No, the sword my father forged for you. One of those thieves stole it from me.
They almost killed him and he already wants to go back.
Of course I
Looks
do,
after
with
his
training, of
father, I
course.
suppose. Lad, I've lost a castle, a village, silver mines, and a good half of my subjects. Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
But that's not
I
his promise, though.
understand. I'd feel the same way. But prudence is the better part of valor, and a dead man keeps no promises.
You are not incorrect.
The woman had to save his fat from the fire and now he wants revenge. What kind of fool are you, boy?
He's
The
no
plan...
fool.
Wait,
Henry, you have courage, but you need training, arms, a horse.
I'm
What do you
making a
mean
list.
to beat this thief at dice?
No, sir.
I could do that too.
Please, take me into your service and give me the chance to learn these things.
The gall of him. Fled from the enemy, disobeyed your orders, duped Sir Divish, lost your sword, put Sir Robard in danger with his actions, and now he wants a promotion.
A promotion?
Sir
Absolutely
Capon's
not.
right.
What you say is certainly true, except for fleeing the enemy. You would have run as well. Believe me.
I wouldn't exactly be able to keep
Henry's
promises as a
hunting
dead
father.
man.
How do you punish someone who's already lost everything?
Well, I'll take that punishment, good
Courage
sir.
and blind obedience are good qualities for a soldier, but a wise man also appreciates loyalty, perseverance, and determination.
And where should I start, do you
Besides, that
recommend?
was a fine sword that his father made. If he thinks he can get it back, I won't turn it down.
I will certainly give it the best effort.
He's a peasant. You can't make a squire of a peasant.
Then don't.
Why
Simply
not?
train me.
Someone made a priest of a pig.
Get
He
fucked.
isn't a peasant, father, he's a blacksmith, and recent events have left me in need of his skills. So, you'd like to enter my service?
Yes, please, good sir.
Yes, I would. You won't regret it.
I probably will. I'm doing this for your father, lad. Don't disappoint me.
I will give it my best effort.
Fortune has finally smiled on you today, lad.
Indeed it has.
Make the most of it.
Where would you recommend
Now
I
that I
start?
think about it, Sir Hanush, the boy needs training and experience, and you need spear carriers.
That's true. The bailiff is always complaining about your people making trouble in the camp. Maybe one of their own among the guard might help.
Quite
might.
possibly.
In any event, it will prove valuable experience.
And so I've
But
heard
let's be
that's the
clear,
important bit.
You're the one paying him.
Quite frankly, sir,
Captain Bernard,
experience is my payment.
see to his training, and then send him to the bailiff.
Yes, sir.
And don't spare him.
You can rely on it, sir.
Sounds
Don't
like a
forget,
plan.
Henry. Don't disappoint me.
Indeed,
I
good
won't,
sir.
my lord.
Oh my goodness me, I've got an achievement of some kind. Sir Hanush of Lipa. Question mark 1415. Following the death of Gindrick III of Perkenstein, Henry III of Perkenstein. Okay, alright. In 1402, Hanush of Lipa, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, Hanush of Lipa, okay, became the guardian of the former's son, Jamptasek in Kingdom Come Deliverance, Hans Capon, and thus the acting governor of the surrounding province. He completed the construction of Perkenstein and its fortifications and the local church of St. Matthew, which contains a shrine to his family. When Sigismund of Luxembourg invaded and burned Skalitz, the town's burgrave, Radzig, Kobila, and the survivors of the raid found refuge with Hanus. Hanus subsequently took action against scattered groups of brigands and cumans, which I shall certainly be helping with. His relationship with the king was peculiar, to say the least. Judging by often contradictory sources, it appears that in 1410, Crown forces descended on the town of Rattay, in Hanus's domain, probably after he became a robber baron and rebel, who may also have participated in the siege of Jihlava in Moravia. I don't know if I'm saying that, but alright, saying that right. Moravian Manca. Okay. Nevertheless, in 1414 he became a provincial marshal and dwelt together with his wife Marquita of Sternberg at Spilberg in Brno. Sure, why not? Feudalism. How about we get started? Feudalism is a political system based on land ownership, which originated in the early Middle Ages and followed on from the decline of the Roman Empire. Its foundation was the feudum, a certain area, territory, land, that the owner lent out to others. The ruler, either secular or religious, was the natural feudal senior, suzerain, sovereign liege, and those allocated his fiefdoms were his fiefs or vassals. The handover itself came with pomp and ceremony, during which the vassal promised allegiance and military aid or other services to his feudal lord. The contract could be rescinded only by the death of one of the parties or in the case of a material infringement. Not only could the liege have several vassals, but a vassal could have several liege lords. In the event of a war, one had to choose side by one's contractual tenure. Feudalism also determined the relations of the poorest class. The serfs who worked on the leased land paid dues out of what they made from it, and provided for their master, his soldiers and officials, or for a monastery. It was called a quit rent, a source of wealth mainly for the nobility. Portions of the lands were subleased, so the king's vassal in turn became the liege lord of his own vassals. Makes sense. Wait, because in a second, nobility. The nobility, aristocracy, was the highest level of feudal society beneath the monarch, with the power and legal privileges commensurate with their landed title or family crest. They were directly answerable to the king, and the lands in their possession were only leasehold, for which they had to pay the king dues and were obligated to provide military assistance in the event of war. Noble status was hereditary, as were the associated land rights and responsibilities. The land came with its inhabitants, who had to pay their liege lord rent and labor on his farmlands. The oldest Czech families include the lords of Busick, for example, the Radzig heir, family of Hasenberg, of Benešov from Dauber and Krauan, of Runau from Lipa and Darber, and the Rosenbergs. In the 14th century, the Czech title, Pan, Lord, was reserved for the wealthy members of the higher nobility, who had the right to elect the king and sit in the territorial diet of Landtag, but later spread to the lower nobility, church dignitaries, members of town councils, and eventually common burghers. I don't fucking know. Becoming the equivalent of Mr. in English as it is today. A nobleman didn't have to be an educated person. Often it was quite enough that he had a military upbringing. He had his subjects and servants to take care of administration and physical work. His main duties were the collection of taxes, managing the militia, and all hereditary functions. A seigneur of lord of the manor in Czech, Zeman, was a provincial nobleman of local origin, long established in a given territory. A baronet, Vladíka, administered numerous estates. Yeomen, who formed the lower nobility, had no property of their own and served the higher nobility. Nobility unquestionably influenced the medieval art, since they were often the sponsors of artistic works. This applied not only to architecture, paintings and sculptures, but also to fashion accessories, hairstyles and furniture. See, that's all interesting and everything, but we've got more stuff to read about in hygiene. From the 13th century on, waste was dumped behind the house or buried in pits. Toilets consisted of cesspits topped with a wooden superstructure with a seat or just a board. There were water drainage systems and no lack of freestanding latrines or outhouses, or at castles, privies. It was not uncommon for a latrine to be shared between several dwellings. In the inhospitable and badly heated castles, there were sometimes bathrooms with bathtubs or even plunge pools. Swimming was attractive not just as a means of cleansing the body, but also for pleasure. In private houses, a bathroom was a sign of luxury and high status. This did not mean that wealthier residents washed more often, just that they were more readily able to put on clean clothes. The more common acts of hygiene included hand washing, even the poorest homes affording a basin with a water pitcher or a suspended water cistern with a faucet. The cleanest people were villagers, who would often wash in the stables or the river. The church was generally against cleansing the body, and so allowed the priests or monks to bathe only twice a year, at Christmas and on the feast day of some chosen patron. In spite of this, there were public baths in each town where people went, not just to get clean, but to socialize. Contrary to today's notions, the people of that time were not very prudish, and men and women shared the bathhouse together. Even the urban poor had the right to visit the baths, paid for by the municipality. I see, okay. Baths and bathmaids. Where hygiene and bathing was not up to scratch, the public baths were on the rise. Public baths in Central Europe appeared from about the 12th century. There were baths quite literally in every town, and not in small numbers. Sometimes a town would have 3 to 4 bathhouses. Here, people had access to hot water for bathing or steam baths. In those times, steam was produced by pouring water onto heated bars of iron or stones. Bodily cleanliness was in the care of male and female bath assistants. Fully body washing was done in bathtubs, cupid wooden vats, and tanks. In Bohemia, there were baths in operation since the early Middle Ages, and their numbers rose steadily. There were 47 public baths in Prague in the second half of the 14th century, and by the 15th century the baths were attended not just by the well-to-do, but also by the poorer classes. There was even a regulation that the bathkeepers had to open their doors once a quarter to the poor and to students. Bathhouses typically belonged to the municipality, and were leased to the bathkeepers. In addition to municipal and private baths, there were also private baths in the houses of the nobility and wealthy townspeople. In the 13th and 14th century, the bathhouses were very much associated with prostitution. In the 13th century particularly, bathhouse prostitution became widespread, and there was scarcely any that did not provide sexual services. In the rich urban baths, there would also be pharmacists, massage therapists, stokers, and cleaners. In the villages, the bathhouse keeper had to do all these jobs himself. Wow, I mean, people back then, they just did every kind of job. Okay, alright, prostitution. In Bohemia, the brothel was called a hampis whorehouse or house of shame, but not a brothel as such. Prostitutes were simply whores. The profession encompassed several categories. The most deprived prostitutes were homeless women who provided services in the streets. Others visited their customers in their homes disguised as bread sellers, yet others were available to noble and royal courts. Then were those who proffered their services in brothels of various price categories, whose clients were townsmen, officials, and nobles, or conversely, their most menial clientele, in the most down-market establishments. Brothels were run not only by townspeople, but even by the spiritual leaders or prelates. For example, the parish priest of the Church of St. Giles under Vishrad. Often a brothel was directly connected to the bathhouse. During the Hussite Wars, many brothels were abolished, but boomed again soon afterwards. Their legalization was also helped by the Church of Rome, which considered prostitution a lesser evil than adultery. It speaks volumes that, most things are a lesser evil than a lot of things. It just depends on what your solution to the problem is. That's why not every solution is as good as another. It speaks volumes that prostitutes accounted for almost 10% of the population of Papal Rome. There were numerous regulations and laws governing brothels and the oldest profession, and even a special tax. There were even laws covering considerate treatment of prostitutes and protecting them from violence, of course. Yes, just because there's a bigger problem does not mean that your chosen solution is not in and of itself a problem. Now, I think that's everything, so let's sort out what we've got going on for ourselves. Anything else going on there? No, it would appear not. Train hard, fight easy. No, we will not be fighting easy. Where on earth is the guy gone, though? That's my question. Is it? It's not you, is it? No. Has he gone in here? Go to the training ground. No, it's not in here.
You. It's forbidden to walk at night here without a light.
Oh, well, thank you, good sir. Discovered cobbler, brilliant. I'll make an effort at that. I'll tell you what then. Bim. Look at that, isn't that brilliant?
I'm from SKALITZ. Good folk. You all know what happened there. Help your neighbour.
Do you know what? I'll make an effort to do that, good sir. Just not quite this second, because I've got to run somewhere. You've discovered a tavern. The Czech word... Wait, so taverns, inns, and innkeepers. The Czech word for tavern, hospoda, may originate from the Latin hospice, guest, hospitium, hospitality, shelter, though the more likely etymology is from the Old Slavonic gospod, gospodja, the master of the house. Alehouses were an integral part of all medieval villages. Originally, beer was drawn in what was called the Mars House, an area on the ground floor of a townhouse whose owner had brewing rights, while special-purpose taverns and inns came along later. These served as places for social events, meetings, trading, and lodgings. Some inns had rooms for overnight guests and special stables and spaces for carriages. These were called wagoners' inns, and were located out of town, at crossroads and along trade routes. The seating was more often outdoors than indoors. It is said It was said of Wenceslas IV that he was fond of visiting taverns and alehouses to eavesdrop on what the locals had to say about him and to check that the owners were complying with his edicts. In the Middle Ages, no one took exception to alcohol. The Germans, Russians, and Czechs in particular were Europe's fabled drinkers. There was a formal curfew at dusk or when the night watchman began his rounds, although drinking and feasting often went on until the early morning hours. In Kingdom Come Deliverance, we have tried to keep the image of medieval taverns faithful to surviving records. Well, we shall. I shall not be judging that because I have absolutely no judge of that. Is the training grounds out here, or am I about to get myself lost? Wait, because we can use that as a marker. No, maybe. No. I think we actually have made it. Is that the training ground over there? Oh, please say it is. You've discovered Conciliation Cross. Sure. Conciliation crosses, or merely stones with a cross engraved into the surface, were erected in places where tragic events or important historical events in the life of the community or the country had occurred. They were closely linked to criminal law, a symbol of admission of guilt and a plea for forgiveness. The Conciliation Cross embodied repentance by the perpetrator of a crime, built at the culprit's expense. In addition, Conciliation Crosses marked the boundaries of estates and municipalities. Lovely. I don't have time to comment on that because I have trading to receive. No, this is someone's house. This isn't... Wait a minute. No, this is... Yeah, this is someone's house. This isn't a trading yard. Unless it's over here. No, combat arena.
Captain Bernard's not here. I should stop by during the day.
Shit! Hello, Uncle. Shh. I'm going in here. Wait. I'm going here? Oh. Thank you. I guess because he was about to open it, and it's just done that. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, you can do that a lot better than I can. Right, we're going to sleep and save. That's what we're doing. Sleep and save for, let's get up at 6. Let's get the extra, let's get the extra hour in. How much energy are we about to have? I'll tell you what. May as well. That'll be 9 o'clock. It doesn't actually need to be, we'll get a proper good night of sleep in us. It doesn't actually need to be, as long as we're there during the day, it doesn't actually matter. Let's get all the sleep going. And then, I think I'll probably leave it here, because we've got stuff to do. Can you speed the hell up? Thank you. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think we're sorted. Game saved. Look at us go. We've got stuff to do today. Alrighty then, the time has come for me to depart. I hope you guys had about as much fun as I did. If there's any games you'd like to see me play, feel free to suggest them down in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. And have a splendid full day.
Damn it. Is it done? Come on, please. No! Are you kidding me? What is that? What is that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Ah!